the Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions.
E-A-G-L-E-S Eagles!
Swing of the miss, struck him out. The Philadelphia Phillies are 2008 World Champions of Baseball.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Flyers are going to win the Stanley Cup. The Flyers win the Stanley Cup for the lead. Yes! Iverson, wow, what a fake off Daniels as he broke his ankles and got all the way to the cup.
What up?
Yeah!
Back for part 2.
Part dose of Drunk on Brawl, this time with me. Why not? Why not?
What's going on?
Why not
How's
me?
it go? Listen,
Why not me?
it's a wonky world we're living in, brother. Like the whole the scenes out of New York with the wildfire smoke,
Jersey's
basically-
burning. PA's burning.
basically engulfing the entire tri-state area
Yeah,
in
dude,
a
it
blanket
sucks.
of orange. Kind of weird. I had a friend we were talking about how like the irony is that like now today she was wearing a mask outside
Yeah.
and then taking it off inside. Just wonky, man. I was talking with Joe last night.
6.6 million acres, bro.
Oh man,
It's sad.
just wild stuff, man. It's just crazy. There's a volcano actively erupting in Hawaii.
Lord.
Can we please get another parade before
I don't think we are.
the world implodes on each other?
I don't think we are, but I don't
Good
think-
God. But listen, we'll be here to talk about it all the way until the end.
Yes, we will.
So-
I mean, we'll just live stream our deaths. It'll be all right. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. World's burning. It's fine. It's fine.
It's okay.
It's all right.
Make sure we hit publish before.
Yeah, that's all. As long as we get that last transmission out, that's all. That's all that matters. Nah, man,
Oh,
it's,
man.
it's absolutely crazy. It's absolutely crazy what's going on. But what are you gonna do, man? What are you gonna do?
Hey, not a whole lot, Rich, because we were talking a little bit pre-show, like last day of school tomorrow for me, so like everything's gonna feel a little bit different, right? The putting the feet up feels a little better. Taking the beverage out of the fridge feels a little colder.
It's just
The
gonna
AC
hit different.
It's just gonna hit different, which is great.
It's gonna hit different.
Especially we got the Rich. You'll be proud. We got the pool set up. We're all ready to go.
Can't beat that.
No, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. You got you all over the pool's all ready. You all good?
I mean, I just got to get the water tested, but yeah, I mean, the only thing I have to do is keep vacuuming all the pollen out. That's pretty much it. It's been a crazy, crazy time with the pollen. So it's been kind of annoying with that, but it's other than that, dude, I can't complain. It's just it's
man.
pretty awesome with just it being summertime and the weather being nice, and it's just good, man. It's just good. Ollie, finishing up preschool, which is awesome. So then he gets ready for camp. The kids are getting grown. Gonna have to kick them out, get a job, and
Listen, somebody's got to start helping to pay those bills, right?
dude, we need help, bro. We need help.
Hey, listen, 2 people can't do it alone.
No, we can't. We can't. Not in today's economy. If Ollie gets that job at the sweatshop making 13 cents an hour, we're gonna be okay. It's gonna put us in the next tax bracket.
You'll be able to buy the 2% milk.
Yeah, I'll get the 2%, not the 1%. We'll get some fat on our bones. 'Cause you know what they say? Fat people, it's a sign of wealth back in 1643. But
Oh, wow.
I'm just excited, dude. It's summertime's here. You can feel it. And, hopefully tomorrow the smoke clears out and we can get our last game of T-ball in.
Nice.
Me and Coach Mike been doing great work with the kids. So it's all fun.
Wrapping up the devil race.
Dude, the Devil Rays, we're done. We're wrapping it up. It's going to be the last Devil Ray game. Dude, his one daughter, man, she hits missiles. So
No.
everybody's came
Listen.
along, dude.
Between her and Ollie, right? I hit like it's just missile after missile after missile. Ed.
We got a good top of the lineup. We got, Ali loves batting leadoff because he's just like his dad. He needs to be the center of attention. So he loves batting leadoff. I throw Carter in there, and then I throw Aria, the young one, and she's just so much fun. Watching the two girls go at it on the bench over a helmet is always a great time. But
the T-ball battles are always epic.
Oh, dude, it's so much fun. It is. Adam, what's up, buddy? What's up?
Listen,
buddy?
Adam's been busy, right? I've seen him on social media going to he's got a bunch of games under his belt already. He was fishing the other day.
Yeah.
Adam's living a life. We'll come back as Adam in our next life. Rich, but I'm going to take you to an alternative universe.
What's that universe, Tom?
That universe is...
Could it be a universe without Hertz?
So, Rich,
yeah,
what are we going to do about Russell Wilson? Had a shitty season with the Birds.
Oh, man, he was atrocious. I mean, Devontae Smith and Quez Watkins were really trying to hold it down for him, but it was tough. Like we don't have a number one wide receiver, so that's definitely why Russ is having a terrible season. It's not his play. I don't think he fell off. To me, Russ still has it. Like we need to let Russ cook. I just don't think Sirianni is just utilizing him right. And I can't make excuses for Russ, but we need to get him a number one. But we don't have any number one draft picks.
He's not nearly as mobile, right? Listen, that trade with the Seahawks, think about the haul that we give away, right? We give away essentially 3 first-round picks and a second-round pick, along with Josh Sweat and Jalen Hurts.
Crazy.
Jalen Hurts is balling out, leading the
Jalen Hurts had
Seahawks
an MVP season this year with Seattle. I was an idiot. I wanted him on. I wanted Russ.
Actually out there throwing to Lockett and DK Metcalf, and I don't get why they decide it's almost as if Howie Roseman undid all of his good.
We need to fire
draft picks, free agent. I think it's fire Howie.
I think it's fire Howie time. I think it's fire Howie. I mean, Russell Wilson.
How do you make that move? I don't get it. I don't get how you make that move. It doesn't make any sense to me.
He's not it, dude. Like Howie messed up. Like we don't have draft picks this year. We're giving up a 2. Like there goes our shot at getting a guy like Bijan Robinson, or Jalen Carter. Like it's just crazy, Imagine if we were talking like this. Philly. Because
this could have been the askew universe.
This could have been the alternate universe that we're living in. A universe that is driven by Russell fucking Wilson, a.k.a. the Russell Westbrook of the NFL. Get it done.
I cannot thank Russell Wilson enough for saying no. No means no, and we appreciate you, Russell Wilson. And he also turns out in the same story that we were reading, the Sports Illustrated story that comes out with basically the idea that the Eagles essentially had a signed, sealed, delivered deal in place with the Seahawks that only needed Russ's sign of approval, and he said no. Then they moved on. They moved on to Washington. They had a deal in place with Washington as well. He said no to Washington. Obviously. In the regular reality ends up in Denver.
Yeah.
But Rich, I can't imagine how far set back this team would be if you're looking at a roster right now that would not include Jalen Hurts, Josh Sweat, Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, and a future second-round pick. And you can probably also throw in A.J. Brown.
Yep.
Right? Because A.J. Brown is not coming here to throw – to get passes from an aging Russell Wilson.
Not at all.
Like I can't imagine how that deal would have set this franchise back probably a decade.
It would have. We would have been terrible. We would have been terrible
for a while. We would have been terrible for a while. We'd be the Broncos.
We would be suffering. We would be suffering. We would be suffering, and it would be absolute. But you know what the thing is? The Broncos have weapons. The Broncos have a decent defense, but the Broncos have Russ. And that's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
The Broncos have Russ. Russ is 1,000% that issue. It's not anything besides Russ. Russ cannot throw the ball down the field. Russ looks absolutely terrible in the pocket.
Yeah.
And he's not running. Like, you had Javonte Williams, Melvin Gordon. All right, Javonte gets hurt. Melvin Gordon is just not what he thinks he is. It's just
look at the wide, like, you've gone over the wide receiver core a bunch, but like they got a ton of weapons out
Sutton,
there. And it just
Judy, Tim Patrick when he's healthy.
Right.
Like
you got a lot of talent out there, and I don't get the idea
because Russell Wilson stinks.
Right.
That's pretty much all it is Russell. This is what happens when you played in Seattle for a very long time. You got beat up for a very long time behind a very poor offensive line. Then you go to a team. You think these injuries don't add up? You think that, your body doesn't start breaking down, taking that many hits, but then you put him in an offense where he legit should be flourishing. And he's not. He's dropping the ball left and right.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson doesn't have the arm strength anymore. And that's the thing. There's no arm strength left in that arm for him to get the ball down the field. He is he reminds me of Flacco in the later career. Yes, he used to be able to throw a nice deep ball, but then he was living between 2 and 3 yard passes because that's all he could complete. But even then, he was wildly inaccurate on the short passes and the medium crossing routes. Like, he just looked bad. Yeah. And I'm so happy he decided he wasn't going to come to Philly.
Listen, all I can say is thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Russ. Appreciate you. This one's for you. But just wild. But also in reverse makes me look at this roster and go, there's a lot of talent on this roster.
This roster, regardless of what happened last year, is still a Super Bowl contender. And they only got better. Jalen Carter's out there blocking sleds.
Yo, talk about that for a half a second, because that story came out kind of like under the radar. The fact that he's able, like, you're seeing even in OTAs, his strength and ability to be able to play at this level.
Yeah.
He broke a blocking sled when nothing's happening. Rich, I'm really hopeful that you essentially, as this franchise, got the best player in this draft.
Oh, yeah. We got the best player in this draft, and we got probably one of the better linebackers in this draft for a steal. We had a great draft. It's about time. Howie just was like, yo, best available, that's dope. Click. Best available, that's dope. Click. Didn't reach. Took best available. Took the options that were there for him and ran with it. And that's what you need to do.
Yeah.
Would I love to have Bijan Robinson? Of course. But Bijan Robinson's career just literally got cut to 2 years because he's going to be playing in Atlanta. We'll talk more a little bit, like in about 5 minutes, about the fantasy impact of some of these guys going elsewhere. But Adam's asking a question. Should the Eagles go after Dalvin Cook?
Dalvin Cook and then B-Hop.
Dalvin Cook is on the opposite end of 28. I mean, yes, he needed shoulder surgery to get it corrected. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I'm not rolling the dice. We don't need him. We got Swift, we got Penny, we got Gainwell, we got Boston Scott. I think that's completely fine. Dalvin Cook's going to go to Miami, be stuck down there, be like the number 1, 2A option behind Jeff Wilson and Raheem Mostert, and they just drafted a guy in the 3rd round, who's an absolute speed demon. So I don't even see where Dalvin Cook fits in there.
Rich, I also heard Buffalo. Buffalo could be an option
with
for him.
Going with his brother. I mean, wouldn't be a terrible idea. But at the same time, I just don't see it. Like,
yeah, listen, Adam, for either one of these guys, I feel like
D-Hop, yes. I would kick the tires on D-Hop.
Okay, so Rich, so at the end of the day, there's only one ball.
Yeah.
So as dangerous as that offense will be, right? To have a receiving core with A.J. Brown, Hopkins, and Devontae Smith, where essentially Devontae Smith plays the slot.
Yeah.
One of those three guys plays the slot. Those you feel like Hopkins and A.J. Brown will play on the outside. I just don't know it unless it is like this uberly team friendly deal that costs them like absolutely nothing.
Yes.
And he just wants to take a flyer to be one of the guys on what will be the best offense in the NFL.
It puts if D-Hop did that, he has to look at it. Don't mean to cut you off, Don, but he's got to look at it, and he has to legit see that. Okay, I am in the best situation possible because I can take a team-friendly deal, and then I can also just, what was I going to say? You pick your poison, and I think this is the best option for him because you have to. It's one of like four people you have to cover. You're going to have to cover.
You legit can't cover everybody.
You can't cover everybody, and I think this actually will create separation for D-Hop. So I think this is the best thing because you're not doubling anybody. You're playing man, and it gives D-Hop the best chance to be successful. Will he catch 40 balls? Yeah. Will he catch more than that? Maybe 50. Oh, boss lady coming in calling us tramps. You devil dog, you. You devil
Listen,
dog.
yeah, Hussy, hustle home because we gotta take a look at the pool stuff tonight. Make sure everything's in order. Make sure I followed all the orders. Rich. You know that honey-do list.
I do. I got my honey-do list this weekend, pulling weeds out of the rocks. I get it. But the I'm taking a flyer on D-Hop. 1 year, $3 million, team friendly. Yes, come out here, try to win a championship. He can line up anywhere. Jesus Christ, you can throw anybody on the outside. So it really doesn't matter what you want to do. It's just being able to do it.
About DeAndre Swift either.
Oh, and then DeAndre Swift, who's coming out of the back.
Rashard Penny, right? So I really do think, Adam, it's a best case scenario, right? If those guys want to come here, great. But I think like Dalvin Cook, it's already a crowded space in a running back room as it is.
Yeah.
If it's one of those two guys, it's probably more likely Hopkins than Dalvin Cook. But I've also heard like B-Hop has talked about going to Cleveland to reunite with the scumbag that is, I won't even say his name, the quarterback, the Cleveland quarterback.
Yeah.
So
they absolutely stink.
So listen, if you want to go there and grab a bag of money, great, have fun in Cleveland, sucking and being the third best team in that division.
Yeah, pretty much.
So,
and I think that's the hardest part is, he's going to go to Cleveland, he'll be part of the dog pound and stink. Like, that's it. Like, and stink. Like, they're not going to be good, not even like remotely good. So good. See ya. Like, let them throw money at you, which really is an essential, it doesn't matter at this point. He just made $50 million from the Cardinals. So he's going to be 30. Like, pick your poison, D-Hop. You want to go be on a terrible team? It'll be you and Amari Cooper. Like, that's cool. You saw how well that fared last year. And you saw how great Deshaun Watson looked last year. Great. You're not the same player you were. Amari Cooper is, good. He's not elite. He's not A.J. Brown. He's not Devontae Smith. Like, I'm taking both those guys over Amari Cooper any day.
Right.
Where do you – and you're – like you said, you're not going to win. That team will not win in the playoffs. It will not win the division. Like, good luck trying to beat any of those playoff teams. You're not beating Buffalo. You're not beating Miami. You're not beating Kansas City. You're not most likely not beating the Chargers. So
right. Wow.
You're not beating the Bengals. You're not beating the Bengals. You're not beating the Ravens. Like, good luck, man. Good luck. Pick your poison.
Have fun.
Pick your poison.
Yeah, but I think Listen, and there's a guy that Adam didn't bring up, but like Buda Baker is a guy that I would actually be significantly more interested in either one of those two guys.
Yeah, but he's going to cost too much.
I know. But, all right, Rich, let's switch gears. Last 10 minutes, we'll talk. So talk to me about fantasy. Where are you at on the guys that you want to let me do this. Give me a guy that switched teams that you think is going to have a bust out. You got a guy in mind?
A guy who switched teams who's going to have a bust out. Oh, man.
Did I put you on the spot?
Yeah, no. I'm trying to think. I did like David Montgomery going to the Lions before they decided to draft Gibbs. I thought that was a smart move because he was going to be like the two-headed monster, Swift and him. Who's the running back who want to Damian Harris going to Buffalo? I thought that was a nice landing spot for Damian Harris just for all the goal line touches that he would get because they're always going to be down there, and he's a guy who's just going to pound it in.
Gotcha.
I'm trying to think wide receiver-wise. Brandon Cooks isn't really what he was, and if Brandon Cooks has to play the outside, I really don't like it. To me, I think he's more just going in the slot, but seeing what Gallup can do on the outside, I don't know. That was just – for me, that was a weird move for Brandon Cooks, but I mean, it's okay. I'm trying to think.
I'm gonna give you an under the radar guy.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you Mecole Hardman, going to the Jets, playing with Aaron Rodgers, playing with Garrett Wilson. Maybe there's a little bit more.
Oh, there's Alan Lazard there too.
Alan Lazard. So maybe
they still have Corey Davis.
Yeah, maybe I'm overthinking it a little.
Yeah, Mecole Hardman's like a wide receiver, like 4 on that team. Like I'm not even touching wide receiver. Like Mecole Hardman, yeah, is great, but he is just a speedster. He doesn't have hands, and I think that's why the Chiefs let him go because they realized you need to be able to catch the ball and be fast. So that hurts. I mean, Alan Lazard is a nice tick. I like that upswing, especially now that he's with Rodgers. I mean, the Jets' offense should be good, but we all know how Aaron Rodgers can just destroy things. I'm trying to think. Any other big named wide receivers go anywhere?
I'm trying to go through the tracker to see.
I'll tell you who's going to suck this year.
Talk to me.
I think Devontae Adams is going to suck.
Oh, okay. I like that.
With Jimmy G as quarterback, I don't like that. I really don't like that because Jimmy G can't fucking throw the ball. He cannot throw the ball. He cannot throw the ball downfield. And they don't use Devontae Adams as Deebo Samuel because Jimmy G is good from 4 yards on the line of scrimmage and behind. So I don't really necessarily think that Raiders offense is going to be good. Serviceable, yeah. Good, no. Darren Waller being traded to the Giants, right? Didn't Darren Waller go to the Giants?
Yeah, that was a draft day spot.
That's pretty interesting for Daniel Jones because he loves the tight ends, and they have no option.
That's a good spot for him.
I think it is a good spot for him, but again, he's another guy who can't stay healthy. Wherever Dalvin Cook lands is going to be interesting. I think it's going to be Miami, and I think that's stupid on his part.
Yeah, because again, there's not enough you're going to a spot where there's only one ball.
Yeah,
right? And you got a lot of stuff.
Jonathan Gannon will suck at him.
Yes.
He will suck.
You can take that to the bank.
That team is going to be atrocious. The Cardinals are going to be so fucking bad.
God, Rich, and talk about like a couple fantasy drafts ago, right? When Kyler Murray was that a guy who essentially you rode.
I was high on
really long. Yeah.
I was high on for a while. And then I realized he's just dumb. And it's kind of like nerve-wracking when you draft a quarterback who's got all the talent in the world, but he's just stupid. You need to be smart and you need to be dedicated to your craft, and I really don't think Kyler Murray is. Like, you look at guys like Jalen Hurts, you look at guys like I'll even throw Derek Carr in there. You look at guys who study and live the game.
Mm-hmm.
They can be successful. And I don't think Derek Carr is the greatest quarterback in the world. But I think he's still light years ahead of Kyler Murray.
Another
because
guy that I like in this case is Derek Carr. Right, Derek Carr is a guy that you switch teams and go to you go to New Orleans and you put him in New Orleans with a bunch of, you got a bunch of weapons down there. So like Derek Carr's a guy that I really like in terms.
The biggest winner down there is, as Don was saying, we pause for station identification, and I just hold this down myself, which is a little scary, but it's all right. I'm just terrified. Don, come back. Don, I can't even end the show. Don, come back. No, but fantasy implication wise, I think the best and the biggest uptick is Olave and Troutman. I think that they're going to be very, very successful with Derek Carr. You look around the league and you see what's going on with quarterback-wise. There have been some changes, but there haven't been. I think the biggest losers are the Tampa Bay offense. I think Mike Evans and Chris Godwin are going to suffer with Baker Mayfield because I was watching clips of them coming out, and good God, those boys, Kyle Trask and Baker Mayfield, are wildly inaccurate. So it's going to be tough to see. And I also love Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley going to the Jaguars, I think that's pretty awesome. I think it's a good move for his career. I think it's a good move for him. He gets to play with Trevor Lawrence, and it's just going to be interesting to see what happens with them this season. Jaguars are, they could be it. So I'm not mad. I'm not mad about it. I think it's going to be cool to see, and I'm excited to see what they're able to do. So we'll go from there. But yeah, I don't know where Don is. He got kicked out. So yeah, I want to thank you guys for tuning in to Drunk on Broad tonight. It was just me for the end of this. Yo, Chris, what's up, man? Any questions? Any questions or anything you guys want answered? I would love to hear it. And what I think until Don gets back. And Don's internet connection cut off. So we will have to end the stream there. I am Rich, and for Don, we are Drunk on Broad. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but we will be back with you guys next week. What do you think of Provorov getting traded? The Flyers will never be successful. They're a terrible organization. And as long as they think that they can be the Broad Street Bullies, they will not be successful. And I heard Carter Hart's next, which is sad, but you're wasting the kid's talent being here. So it's the best thing that you can do for him. So kudos to them for getting rid of Carter Hart and actually setting him up for success, because it's not going to happen with the Flyers. But guys, Don's not coming back. I'm going to get off. I will talk to you guys later. Final thoughts: be kind, be nice, and be awesome. Love y'all. Peace.